PTB Course Unit 1 Walkthrough. In this walkthrough, we will demonstrate the basic usage of the PTB. We will go over a basic new product development project. We will assume that the project or problem space has already been defined. Our goal is to create a plan for this project. After the plan is prepared, we begin advancing the simulation time to see how the project is executed and how the decisions we make affect project outcome. When the simulation is completed, we can see our final score indicating our due date and cost performances. Connect to http://www.sandboxmodel.com using Internet Explorer from a Windows computer. Select Run It and PTB Training Simulator on the submenu. Press the Run the latest version of the PTB Training Simulator link. If prompted by the browser, continue the launch of the program by selecting Allow or Yes as necessary. Once the software starts, log in using your username and password. After logging into the software, the Open Scenario dialog will appear. Select the scenario file elearning/walkthroughs/unit1.scn. At any point, the PTB user manual can be accessed by pressing the Tools, then Help button. The manual provides a detailed explanation of the different views and features of the PTB, along with directions on using them. The first view that appears after opening the scenario is called the Network view. We can see all the tasks in the scenario along with their dependencies. For example, the task integration can only start after the task's software development and logistics are finished. Currently, all tasks are unplanned. This information is also available in the Task Information view. On the top right corner of the screen, the current simulation time is visible. It is 0, as we have yet to start running the simulation. The target date is 22, meaning that the goal is to finish the project by time period 22. The current cash is $60,000 and the target cost is $40,000. By pressing the Scenario Info button, we can see that this project has a bonus per period of 100 and penalty per period of 50. This means that if the project is finished before the target date of 22, a bonus of 100 will be received per each time period we are early. On the other hand, if it is finished late, a penalty of 50 will be paid for each time period we are late. Begin to create a plan for the project. Open the task information for task software design by double-clicking on it. Because we are dealing with a very basic scenario, the tasks have only one way or mode of execution and the duration is deterministic. Change the status from unplanned to planned. The only mode is automatically selected and the start time is set to the earliest possible start time, which is 0, since the task had no predecessor tasks. By setting a mode for the task, we define how it will be executed. For example, the mode Main Mode for this task has a duration of 3 time periods, requires 3 resource units, of type Worker, has no fixed cost, and has no associated income once the task is completed. Now the task is planned. One option to continue would be to manually plan each task. A shortcut for this is to press the Plan Default button. This sets all tasks to their earliest start time. Now we have a plan for our project. This is a very naive plan. In a more complex project, we would want to improve the plan before beginning to run the simulation. Once we have a plan for the project, more information is available to us. On the top right corner of the screen, we can see that according to our plan, the project is scheduled to finish in time period 22 with an estimated cost of $57,000. Press the Gantt button. This view shows us the different tasks on a timeline. The estimated completion of the project is shown, time period 22. Financial information is available as well. Using the cumulative cash flow chart, we can see the expected cash position at each period. It is important to make sure we don't go into a negative cash position throughout the project. This information is also available in a per period chart and in a more detailed view. In the detailed view, we can see the exact costs and income per period. All future information is based on estimates, and only when the simulation actually reaches a certain time period, the actual cash flow is determined. The next view is the resource usage chart. This chart is available for each type of resource we may use. In this project, we only have one type, worker. The chart shows us how many units of this resource type our current plan requires in each time period. It also shows us how many units we have. For example, in the first time period, our plan requires 7 worker units, and we have 8 available. By clicking on the bar of a specific time period, we can see which tasks require this resource and in what quantity in that time period. To see more information regarding the resources, open the Resource Information view. In this view, we can see the resource types available for the project along with their characteristics. For the resource type worker, we have 8 available units. The cost per period when the resource is used is 500, and the idle cost per period is 200. It is possible to assign additional units of the resource to the project and to release resource units within the defined minimum/maximum boundaries. Assigning or releasing units has a cost associated with it. It also does not happen instantly, and there is a lead time before the resource is actually assigned or released. Another resource attribute is the show up probability. In this scenario, it is 100%, meaning that resources always show up. In future examples, we will see more complex scenarios where there is a chance that a resource unit won't show up, and you will learn how to deal with the risk involved. Our plan does not require more than 7 resource units of the resource worker, while we have 8 available. Release 1 unit by selecting the resource, enter 1 unit, and click the Release button. After one time period, the availability changes to 7. If we are satisfied with the plan for our project, we call it a baseline. Start running the simulation by pressing the Run button. The simulation time advances from 0 to 1, and the cash position changes as well. To understand exactly what happened, go back to the detailed budget view. We can see that in the time period that was just run, we had a total cash change of negative 3,700. This is because we used 7 worker type resources, each at the cost of 500 per period when used. Additionally, we had 1 idle resource which cost 200 per period. Continue to run the simulation until the project is finished. In more advanced scenarios, task duration is stochastic, and there is a chance that some resources will not show up in a specific time period. The project manager has to monitor and control the project and react to these events as they happen, just like in a real project. We will discuss this in future units. After the project simulation is finished, we can see the summary. The finish period is 22, and the cash position is 7,300. The concluding assignment for this unit is to run this scenario yourself. Familiarize yourself with the PTB, create a plan for the project, and run the simulation until the project ends. Select File, Open, and select the file elearning/exercises/unit1.scn to reload the project. Good luck and enjoy!